amazing, beautiful people. Oh my goodness, how exciting it is. We're in season 3 and this is the 7th episode. And today we're going to talk about force or gentleness, which produces you the best results. Have you ever been forced to do something against your will? Or maybe you felt pushed into a corner as if you had no choice. I encourage you just to take a brief moment right now to consider this and just be aware of how it makes you feel. You know, does it make you want to pull in? Does it make you feel good? Or does it make you want to actually stand back? Does it make you almost feel like that fight or flight could be, engaged at that point? And then flip your thoughts to a time when you've been so motivated by love that you found yourself stepping out of your comfort zone willingly, doing something new, where you were intrinsically motivated, where the choice was all yours. And if you can think of one of those times, consider how that makes you feel, whether it makes you want to lean in or back off, whether it fills you with joy or dread. I really want to encourage you to think about how some of these words or some of these things really make you feel, and then what the outcomes are. It was interesting when I was looking and doing, today, and I was preparing for it. I looked in the Oxford Dictionary, and force these are kind of the things that comes from pain. These are kind of things that they talked about: coercion or compulsion, especially to use as a threat of violence. Oh, doesn't sound too good, does it? To make somebody do something against their will, or make a way through or into by physical strength, breaking something, the word break, open by force. None of that sounds particularly pleasant to me. Gentleness, on the other hand, I believe comes from love. And this is a definition I found about that. It's a sensitivity of disposition and kindness of behavior founded on strength and prompted by love. It actually takes more courage and bravery to be gentle than it does to be forceful. The great exchange today is about the condition of your heart. Force comes from wanting the world my way, as if my way is the only way to see the world, as if the conclusions that I have come to are the only ones. Whether you have been forced or you're feeling forced or you're the force, either which way, it's all about you, looking from your viewpoint and wanting the world to be the way you see it. Gentleness, on the other hand, I believe comes from considering others, from being open to another point of view, and cares more about connection and resolution than getting their own way. Gentleness opens discussion, shares ideas, brings wisdom. It's that question storming or brainstorming and working something out. It brings insight and understanding, and often a much better solution than either party or anyone in the room could have achieved alone. Heart wounds create blind spots. When we've been hurt in the past and life has not gone the way we expected, we put up invisible walls to protect ourselves. And this in turn hardens our heart without us even knowing it. Out of our heart, our mouth speaks. The reality is you can't hide your attitude. It is in every word you speak and the actions you then take. Forcing our opinions, our authority, our way onto others may bring a solution at the time that feels like it might be the best. However, without open discussion and an ability to see beyond ourselves, we miss seeing the gold that is right in front of us. Last week, we discussed frustration and how to shift into patience. This week, we get to exchange force for gentleness. Gentleness is far more powerful, and when engaged with it, produces a massive harvest, 30, 60, 100-fold, far more than you can imagine or think. It's like the Kaizen approach, where everyone has value. Everyone plays an active role in the success of the team or the business or the family. Gentleness is not weakness or meekness or a pushover, as a dictionary may lead us to interpret. And it says the quality of being kind, tender, or mild-mannered. We often misinterpret this as weakness. It actually has the ability to have a phenomenal inner strength and integrity. Gentleness comes from someone who is clear in their identity with nothing to prove. They hold their own in all circumstances and often diffuse violent situations. As we know from last week, we do not produce our best results from frustration or anger. The same applies from when we're forced. We do, however, produce some amazing results when we feel safe, at rest, and connected, all of which can come from a gentle touch, a gentle word, or a genuine act of kindness. I encourage you to consider when you have felt forced into doing something or saying something, or when you have felt that you have forced somebody else to do something when you knew it wasn't what they wanted to do. Consider where this took you. Is your friendship or relationship kind, caring, and healthy? Has it grown from this space, or has it diminished? If it has been unhealthy or it's moved backwards, I encourage you to turn around today and look and choose gentleness going forward. You may even want to go a step further and apologize to that person and ask for forgiveness, but that comes later in this series. Consider those times when people have taken a moment to be kind and gentle, when they've seen your pain or your discomfort or need and responded accordingly. How has it made you feel? What were the outcomes here? Do you feel warmth towards that person and would be open and willing to help them in the future? We all have the capacity to choose. Both options are available to us in most circumstances. Which will you choose and why? Have fun choosing a path that connects and raises up, the one that brings the joy, the one that brings possibilities and promises and more than you could have imagined or thought about. I just want to say thank you. Thank you once again for taking the time to listen to this. Thank you for considering the options for yourself. I don't have the answers. I'm just encouraging you to consider it for yourself. And thank you for your comments, likes, and shares. And as you pass that love on and get the message out, more people will find gentleness. You are legends for taking the time to pause, listen to this, and share it. Because I just want, as you know, I want this world to be a better place, one about peace and love and joy. And that's where my heart is. So I wish each and every one of you a wonderful, amazing week. God bless you all, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our next episode. Take care. God bless.